This is Slasher here at MG Vegas 2016. I'm here with Mendokusaii of Cloud9. Fortunately, my buddy got knocked out 0-3 against EnvyUs, and what looks to be continuing to be the strongest team in the tournament, you'd say?
Yeah, I think EnvyUs going to win. They play this meta incredibly well. Like, Taimu's Roadhog is unbelievable. I'm pretty sure they're going to win everything.
I mean, he is an imposing force when he's playing Roadhog. He seems to adapt it quite well. Envy plays the meta of triple tank very well. Do you think a lot of that is the reason why they're probably the favorite going in?
Yeah, it's like we're sitting there and like we can't really compete with how well they play the meta, so we have to try to find our own things to beat them. But it's just they just play it so well. Like they're so good at every single combo, using the hooks in the right way at the right moment, and then flanking when you should, and then playing by the shield when you should. They're just like textbook perfect play at times.
Is Taimu the biggest problem for you guys?
No, they really are a team because they play like as a full team and they don't have like this. Taimu doesn't make these unbelievable plays that Short4 sometimes does, you know? I mean, Taimu of course does that, but the reason they're so solid and strong is because they just play as a really solid team and they just play as one unit.
Now, do you think a lot of that is because of individual play itself, or do you think that, is there anything special about the shot calling or the strategies they've been using? I mean, what makes their triple tank different than all of the other triple tanks that you've had to play?
I think it's just individual skill, teamwork, shot calling, and everything. It's just a mix of everything at a good level that makes it work so well together.
But nothing stand out individually?
I mean, of course, Taimu just individually stands out. Harry Hook is a crazy aimer, and then Shiptine is like one of the absolute best supports, and like he hits some crazy sleep darts. It's just a good mix of all the players being really good, and then working as a team and not overextending to make individual plays because they know that this is a team game, so they have to value teamwork more than individual play at times. And they're really good at just pushing their limits, but never going too far.
I mean, you guys had a pretty strong day yesterday. Maybe not as well as you'd wanted to because FaZe ended up beating you in the winner's game, but like going into this match against Envy, were you feeling confident at all, or did you think that they were still going to be pretty tough?
I was pretty confident in how we were going to play, but then we play against them and we just realized like we haven't played versus them in a super long time, and I haven't played versus them in like a lot of like 4 months or something, like a really long time, and then we just play versus them now and like holy shit, they're just so good at this meta, and like we don't really know how to break it because we can't mirror it, because if we mirror, we're not going to be able to win because they just play it so much better than us right now. And that kind of hurt our confidence a bit, but we were still focused, concentrated on winning. We were just not getting stuck in the games that we lost or the rounds that we could have won. We were just focused on the next game and what do we need to do to win. But yeah, before the game we were pretty confident, but they kind of changed our mind, just showing how good and they execute every push with just the meta comp.
What do you think were the main issues in your games for your team and why you weren't really able to overcome, at least in the semifinal?
Well, this meta is like the worst for us right now because we have flexible DPS players and we're not, really godlike Roadhog players. Like I play a bit too passive, I don't get the hooks that I should at times, and then Short4's Roadhog is good, but it's not like on the top level, I would say. And just as a team, we don't have that much. We've played together for a while, but we have a lot to work on teamwork, communication, and just experience together. And then especially the map pool in semifinals really blew us over. It was super bad for us.
Yeah, do you believe if there was a different map pool, or you had drafting abilities, that it would have gone maybe a little bit differently?
Definitely, yeah. If there were different maps in the semifinals versus Envy, we would have a very different showing versus them.
I mean, to be fair, you still got a Koth map in there. You had an opportunity to at least tie up the series. I mean, because you've been playing a lot of quad tank lately in your scrims and sometimes here, but you seem more comfortable, at least when you went into that last round, going 2-2-2, playing McCree and Tracer, and at least having a head-on fight with them.
Yeah, in hindsight, we should have played to our strengths instead of playing to the game strengths. We shouldn't have played meta just because we feel like we're forced to, because at LAN and on a stage, things are different than online, and even online we can do the same thing where we probably should have played the double head scan and stuff. We should have played that a lot more because we are more comfortable making plays because we're just generally a lot better on those heroes than the tank heroes. And I think if we played to our strengths instead of forcing us to play meta and trying to mirror for a while, we would have had a different showing as well.
I mean, you'd be able to play most of the teams here this weekend, I think, with the exception of Fnatic. Would you say EnvyUs is the best team in the moment? Do they deserve to be potentially the best team in the world right now?
I would say so, yes. That's it. They're just so good. There's not that much more. Like, Fnatic's good. I'm not calling them bad. FaZe, they're really good. A bit inconsistent at time, but they have Shadowburn and he's a god at Genji. But FaZe is a a perfect example of a team that plays to their strengths and they win with it. Like, they don't play the tank meta all the time, and they swap into Genji and they make it work, and that's what we should have done. But Envy is just, their best comp is probably the meta comp right now, and that really shows because they're just so dominant. But they are the best team in the world right now to me.
I mean, you haven't been able to play really a whole lot of the Korean teams or the new Misfits or new Rogue, but considering they lost over in Korea, even though without a lot of practice, you think EnvyUs is still better than those teams as well?
Yeah, right now I would say so. They're just so good. I can't imagine a team that executes the composition better than they do right now.
So, I mean, going forward for your team, I mean, what is this meta going to continue to, how is it going to drive Cloud9? Has it been since, maybe the later rounds, that EnvyUs series, you felt like, well, now that we're going up against the best team in the world, we're playing them against a meta that they're very good in, this is like a reason that we should go back to our roots, or is it just need more practice to mirror, let's just go at them head on?
I think in general we learned a lot from playing at this tournament. I especially did. It was my first event, and I think I've become a much better player just from what my teammates have helped me improve on by playing the games and after the games just talking. But right now, after this showing versus EnvyUs, I think we're just going to have to figure something else out for meta comps that we aren't really strong at. But I think that we right now really believe in playing to our strengths. Like, I can play Tracer and stuff because it kind of worked out. I can play these characters that other teams might not play in this meta, but we can probably make it work just playing our games, like our play style, and forcing the other team to react to us instead of playing a reactive comp where we react to them. But we're like taking the momentum of the game in our hands and trying to force them to adjust to what we do.
Now, this is an event for you where, I mean, I've been kind of openly critical of you wanting to perform on LAN, which is a different beast than online. You still got to the playoffs, which is a step forward, Mendo. Do you feel like you've gotten any demons off your back, or because you suffered a pretty big loss in the semis that you haven't done that yet?
I'm pretty happy about this event so far. We could have done better, but I learned a lot, and I happily accept the experience to become a better player and a better teammate, and hopefully just the experience as a team will make us stronger.
I mean, yeah, you're still pretty new altogether to the team. You've only joined maybe a month and a half ago or so. How has this whole experience been for you now coming to, LAN here in North America, especially at MLG event, and be with a new team?
Well, I always enjoy spending time with my teammates and my team in general. We have a lot of fun people on it, and they're all really supportive, and there's no bad person that gets upset, but we can talk about things if things aren't working out. And sure, we could have had a better showing versus FaZe, especially me individually. And then we just, after the game, we talked about it, and I felt like really solid and confident how to play my role with the new Zarya change versus Energy, and we pulled it off really well. But in general, just playing with my team is always fun, and I enjoy being here at an event together with them. I get to learn more about my teammates in ways I wouldn't be able to otherwise.
How's it been for you to be back at a major event playing in person?
Well, I don't know why you say back at a major event because it's my first one, but it was...
Hey, look, I count those little couches in Germany as significant, whether you're playing with Vainless or not. I believe in you, okay?
Well, it was a lot of fun playing here. Unlike Take TV, that wasn't really a stage or anything. It was more like a living room. We were having fun, spent some time on the couch analyzing, commentating games, but playing here on the stage is just amazing. It was so much fun. I just sit down. I thought I would be nervous, but I was completely fine, and I just never had that much fun. I've never had that much fun in my life before, and I really want to do it again.
Have you had fans come up to you this weekend? Have you been enjoying the pro player experience?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like meeting new people and getting to know people. So I've had people walk up to me, and I always try to be really friendly and approachable. But I'm really happy that people take the time out of their lives to actually just support me and show that, hey, I like you, I can have your signature or something. And it makes me really happy.
Do you have the Weebaboo community supporting you here?
Yeah, there are some weebs, but those are the best ones, honestly.
I mean, I would expect them to be swarming around you. Oh, Mendo. I've seen a lot of things online I probably shouldn't have about you. So, kind of wrapping this up for you. I mean, it's your first major event, as you've mentioned. You get to come here at MLG Vegas. What has this whole pro gaming career been for you? I mean, because you were an unknown player, maybe a semi-pro, in quotes, but heavy quotes for Counter-Strike, and you moved over to Overwatch. Didn't maybe find the exact success and phase that you wanted to, but now you have a kind of redemption here. in Cloud9 and use that to come to your first major win?
Just in general, this like becoming a pro player and being able to do something I love every day, it's really changed my life for the better. I was very depressed before, but now it's just, I wake up every morning really happy, excited, and looking forward to practicing and getting better and spending time with my teammates. And it's been an incredible experience so far, and I want to keep going with it.
Well, thank you, Mendo, for taking the time out to chat with me. I don't give anyone else shout-outs when I do these interviews, but you, Mendo, you can say whatever you want to all your Weebaboo fans out there.
Slasher ditched me 3 days in a row. We were going to have dinner, but he just left me.
Stay tuned to Yahoo Esports for coverage of all of MLG Vegas 2016 and maybe some dinner.